Good morning. I'm meteorologist Kevin Smith here at the National Weather Service in Pocatello with your Eastern Idaho planning briefing to kick off the weekend. This is Saturday, August 15th, 2020. Taking a look at the summary here for the next 7 days or so, Big ridge of high pressure going to develop just to our south. It's going to be the main player for our weather here, at least for the next few days, if not throughout the forecast period. Kind of the slang term we use for this during the summer months is a death ridge, so to speak. It's a big ridge of high pressure that sets up. It blocks other systems from coming in. It keeps the weather relatively quiet, and may not completely truly be a death ridge. In our case, we do have some thunderstorm concerns coming up, but the big impact from this is we're expecting a long duration heat wave to set in beginning Sunday. So a little bit cooler today, but hot temperatures on the way for Sunday and beyond. And we've broken this down really into two pieces. The main brunt of the heat wave with the hottest temperatures across the region is going to be Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. High temperatures at lower elevations, generally 94 to 101 degrees. May see a few readings even higher than that as well. Record high temperatures likely to be set at many locations. Second piece here, Wednesday and beyond. And I say beyond, this looks like this heat is going to last pretty much indefinitely over the next several weeks. Good signal in the guidance. We're not getting rid of it anytime soon. We'll back off just a little bit, but highs generally still expected to be 90 degrees or better across large portions of our forecast area. You can see we've indicated here confidence is quite high in the occurrence of this heat wave beginning Sunday. Now, one little other thing to note here with that big ridge in place, we're going to start to wrap a little bit of monsoonal moisture around that ridge, and we're going to pump that northward towards southeast Idaho. And it looks like we're going to start to see that bring maybe a few isolated to scattered thunderstorms starting Monday for a few spots, but especially Tuesday onward during the afternoon periods. And I'll show you that here in just a moment. And finally, for our fire weather partners, not enough wind in the forecast right now to actually meet our formal red flag criteria looking over the next 7 days, but hot and dry conditions definitely expected, particularly from now until about Tuesday. Current satellite view this morning, not much to look at here. That high pressure ridge that we just talked about is firmly in place here to our south. It's going to stay here over the next 5 to 7 days. And with a clockwise flow, you can kind of envision here with my pointer going around the high, we're going to pump a nice southerly flow of hot air right up across the western United States, setting the stage for those hot temperatures here over the next several days. You can see a little moisture up here toward the northern and western portions of the screen here. Not expected any systems to come in and really do anything with this moisture here over the next few days. This high pressure system and its heat is really our main player. Colorful map this morning as far as watches, warnings, and advisories go, and it's all heat related. You can see here a heat advisory indicated by the orange that we've issued for our forecast area from Sunday right through Tuesday. That includes the Snake Plain, the Eastern Magic Valley, the Raft River region, over here to Preston and Malad. Also along the Big Lost up here from Arco to Chalice. Just to our south, Salt Lake City office has issued an excessive heat warning for portions of Utah. Remember, that's even worse than an advisory. That's the highest level of alert that we issue. And then an excessive heat watch in effect as you head further west into southwestern Idaho. And they'll be making decisions on advisories and warnings for that area too over the next day or two here. Okay, taking a look at the matrix, kind of breaking it down by region. Here comes the heat wave, this wall of color arriving on Sunday. I've shaded things in here with the orange to generally match up to where we have that heat advisory in place. That's going to be the warmest temperatures and greatest impacts. And then the rest of the region still going to need to be mindful of the heat, particularly for sensitive groups. And you can see we have a few of those thunderstorms starting to work into the forecast here as well for our more mountainous areas. Note for the Snake Plain, the Magic Valley, the South Hills, most of our lower elevation areas, not really seeing much of a chance of any of this thunderstorm activity right now. I can't completely guarantee we won't sneak a thunderstorm out of the mountains, particularly Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe, but the mountainous areas are definitely going to have the greatest chance, a few of those thunderstorms with the monsoon moisture moving in. So let's take it day by day. We'll start with temperatures today. You can see coolest day of the forecast, although we're getting up into the 80s to low 90s across the region. Hot and very dry across southeast Idaho for your Saturday. Advancing to tomorrow, Sunday, here's where our heat advisory kicks in. Here's the first real day of the heat wave, and you can see those temperatures improving or increasing well into the 90s across the region. Even up toward Chalice, 96 expected for your high, 91 in Stanley, just about 90 over in Driggs. And then down here across the Snake Plain, the Raft River region, the Eastern Magic Valley, upper 90s to near 100 degrees expected as you head out towards Shoshone and Twin Falls. Monday, this is our hottest day of the forecast right now, and take a look at these temperatures. 92 for Driggs, 98 up in Chalice, 93 in Stanley, and then our hottest corridor here, temperatures approaching 100 degrees from Pocatello out to Shoshone and Twin Falls, down to Malta, down to Malad and Logan. This is really where we're watching for some new high temperature records to be set, and wouldn't be surprised if we see a few locations go over 100 degrees for high temperatures on Monday. Now, I labeled this as the transition day, so for the most part, we're still hot and dry. We haven't really done much with monsoonal moisture yet, but we may start to see a few isolated showers or thunderstorms work into the central mountains, and then up here along the Montana border, maybe up near Monida and the West Yellowstone area during the afternoon and evening on Monday. Still dry across the rest of the region, though. Tuesday, continued hot. Here's our first better push of monsoonal moisture. So we're going to see some isolated to scattered thunderstorms for most of our mountain ranges, not so much down low in the Snake Plain or Eastern Magic Valley. I think greatest chance is going to be, again, central mountains up across the upper Snake Highlands for a few of those thunderstorms. They're generally going to be dry, not expected to produce much precipitation. We're going to have to keep a close eye out on the lightning potential out of all of this for fire weather concerns. You can see temperatures, again, 90s across the region, possibly approaching 100 degrees again for places like Pocatello and out here in the Eastern Magic Valley. Wednesday. So remember, we kind of move into part 2 of this heat wave. It's going to stay hot. It's not going anywhere. We back those temperatures off just a few degrees. You can see generally low to mid 90s for most locations as we get out to Wednesday. And this is going to be kind of status quo from Wednesday onward. Very similar high temperatures each day. And with that moisture increasing, continuing to look for a few isolated to scattered afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Again, the mountain ranges will be particularly targeted for this. And as we work some more moisture in, for most locations, this really isn't going to be a big rainmaker. You're not going to see a ton of relief from the critical fire weather type concerns. But we may have enough moisture that some of the storms will start to lean more wet and produce some heavy downpours for a few locations. Again, the heat's not going anywhere. Here's the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. Very strong signal for hot weather, above normal temperatures continuing. And that signal remains in the 8 to 14 day period going all the way out through August 28th. Still signals very much favoring above normal temperatures across most of the western United States. So for the next few days, heat safety is going to be our main messaging here from the office. We'll be putting some stuff out on social media. A few of those reminders are listed here on your screen. Air conditioning is huge. It's one of the best ways to find recovery from the heat with these temperatures we're expecting. Avoid strenuous activities. If you can take outdoor recreation, outdoor yard work, things like that, try to do them earlier in the morning or later in the evening when the temperatures are lower. That's great. Wear loose, light-fitting clothing. Check on family members and neighbors, particularly those who are sensitive to the heat. Children, the elderly, make sure that they're all set and check on them regularly during the heat wave. Drink plenty of water. Watch for heat-related illnesses. And this last one, another huge safety reminder, never leave children or pets in a hot car for any length of time. So we'll be putting some more of this out over the next few days. Please keep this in mind as we're going to see, again, multiple days of very hot temperatures across the region. For our fire partners, I'll wrap up here with a note on the relative humidity. So again, we're not expecting the wind to really be there over the next 7 days for what we call critical fire weather thresholds, but it is going to be very dry. This first image on the left indicates our minimum relative humidity forecast for this afternoon. You can see 10 to 15% widespread. May see a few values lower than that out here in the Arco Desert. This is going to hold in place until we get a better push of monsoonal moisture starting Tuesday. So over here on the right, you can see our forecast for Tuesday. Those values rise into the 15 to 25% range. So a little bit of relief coming with that better push of monsoonal moisture, although the hot temperatures will continue. So that's what we're expecting over the next 7 days across southeast Idaho. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns for us, feel free to reach out with the information here on your screen, and have a great weekend.